Well, hello guys, and welcome to something I don't do too often, and that is a casting of a super good replay. And the reason why this one grabbed my attention a little bit is because it is a full lineup of members from the channel. So I've put 3v3 ExSquad against a clan known as the AKA clan. So the AKA clan are renowned as pro team players, and we are of course on DEF CON. So let's introduce the players and the army. So in the purple here we have Almo0oD with the USA Air Force. In the middle we have Ninja with the pink GLA Toxin, and finally we have JaCoB with the blue China tank. That is the ExSquad lineup on the top of the map. And in the south we have Happy Pappy USA, also known as Haba. We have Wild Ganjx with a GLA Demolition. He is in the middle, and completing this lineup as super weapon, it is MoKeR in the orange. So the top team do have the better armies for sure, but they are going up against an experienced pro lineup. So yeah, will be interesting what the bottom team go for here. Generally, when you're facing weaker armies, you have weaker armies like this against an Air Force and Tox, you do have to try and play aggressive because you're not really going to be winning a late game. So we see MoKeR coming in here with a bit of an aggressive drop. Almo0oD a little bit late on that Chinook pull and does lose a Chinook. So not the best start from Almo0oD. Is also randomly sent to dozer forward here. I like what JaCoB's doing in terms of going the 2 supplies, 2 war factories. Ninja, however, though, if he's taking 4 oils, should have sent a rebel here earlier. So we're seeing some mistakes, but maybe he used that rebel to defend the drop. This was actually very nice support play here from Ninja. But as expected, this Air Force is getting very, very doubled, and that is a very nice crush from Ganjx here. Also delaying the ore grab. Not sure what this is from Almo0oD. But JaCoB is keeping Haba busy. Ganjx coming in with the pressure. Lack of workers here as well. So, oh, and somehow that Raptor didn't kill the Chinook. Yeah, a nice DT from Ganjx. So it's looking pretty grim and dire for Team ExSquad at the moment. Ganjx continuing with that technical harass. Now, all 3 of these guys, Almo0oD, Ninja, JaCoB, I would say have improved and worked on their 1v1. But I've not seen them do too much team games. And teams are, of course, a completely different format and a different way of playing. That's nice to get in that bunker. And we're seeing basically so far a lot of unforced errors. So I'm sure Almo0oD would put his Chinooks in 1v1. I'm sure JaCoB wouldn't flame his own units in 1v1. I'm sure Ninja would have enough workers in 1v1. I'm sure he would be on top of his ore grab in 1v1. So you've got to slightly tweak how you play it. But this is the best thing the top team have done so far in terms of putting on a little bit of pressure to the bottom team. Ninja restabilizing. He does make a habit of this, actually, I have to say. I have seen this in 1v1 too, where he doesn't have enough workers on his supplies. So that is definitely something to tweak. And despite Almo0oD looking in a grim situation at the start, he's actually managed to get his oils and restabilize. But MoKeR is making a massive army in return. But the action is all happening here at the moment. JaCoB coming in with some good pressure on Happy Pappy. And he is being doubled here, Haba. There is Ninja in with the Tox RPGs, and Ganjx, where are his units? Doesn't have many, actually. Not sure what Ganjx's been doing the last couple of minutes. But we've got 2 players here looking like they are going to be taken out. But which do you prefer? I think you would sacrifice the USA if it means you can kill the Air Force, because then you'd have a super weapon and a demo against a Tox and a tank, and I think you'd find that quite favourable. MoKeR coming in here with a pretty formidable combination. Ninja may switch his attention to defend. He has finally got those 4 oils, but we're nearly 5 minutes into the game, so I would say that is very, very late indeed. Very late. And Ganjx coming in here with what looks like another TT. Yeah. Would have liked Almo0oD to target that, especially when you know it's a demo. But Ganjx seems to have forgotten about this for some reason. Is he going to get away, Ninja, with this? He is. So I don't know where Ganjx was looking there, actually. Genuinely don't know where Ganjx was looking. Maybe to drop this supply down? Not entirely sure. MoKeR is literally expanding in Almo0oD's base right now. But is that a little bit of an overcommitment? We shall see. Both players are in an absolutely horrific choke point. Probably favours the super weapon in that situation. Almo0oD coming in hot with the Raptors. And the Avenger is actually picked off. Bash finally getting a little bit of support from Ganjx here, but I mean, does it even matter at this point? Because Habash looks pretty broke. Needs to maybe sell things to actually make a Chinook, but actually he can't because he is hunted. So, oh, he does actually afforded a Chinook. So he's not out of the game just yet. Disagree with targeting the firebase. I think just killing some Tobies at this point would be the way to go. Bit of a float here from Ninja and Almo0oD, actually. He has actually got a third arms dealer in play. And meanwhile, Ganjx is looking to take over the middle. JaCoB is just staying hot on Habash. Would have liked him to expand there a little bit earlier. Or maybe at least add an extra truck or two. Because he is mined out here. But this army, with the help of Ninja, has actually been taken out. So what does MoKeR have behind this? He has actually quite a lot of supplies. Just no army. No army at all. And was this all a little bit overzealous from MoKeR? Would it have been better to just spend all that cash to make sure you killed this Air Force? Because what you don't want is the Air Force stabilising with general powers. We have an A-10 coming in. And the PLD of that Raptor that went down did save the airfield there. Tunnel is picked off as well, so it's all pretty dicey at the moment. On multiple fronts. Habash still trying to recover here. Almo0oD. Those oils really keeping him in the game. He is trying to remake that supply. Now we have the GLAs fighting off whilst MoKeR is building up another wave. That is a nice vetted army there. And in comes another TT. Will Ganjx remember TT this time? Pop to save Habash as well. Yeah, and MoKeR comes again. I think the big disappointment from the bottom team, in my view, is the lack of teamwork, which is surprising. He has actually forgotten about that again. Okay, he's remembered it now, maybe. Nope. Okay, no, he has remembered it. Trying to go for the palace. Does reset the palace, actually. Yeah, so coming back to my point, I think the biggest disappointment here is the aggression has been pretty good from the bottom team. But the complete lack of teamwork. There was a double early on here, and you saw how effective it was. But from their early game, like Ganjx has been doing his own thing, letting Habash die. MoKeR's just been doing his own thing. Imagine if with this army, 5 or 6 quads came along as well, this whole position would be cleared. And JaCoB going for a little bit of poke here. Yeah, look at all this. All those quads. Imagine if they were here right now with this army. Almo0oD would not be able to go anywhere near it for a start. I mean, there are 2 Avengers here, but still, this army is dwindling. And JaCoB is actually doing a really nice move here. He's tricking Ganjx to pop, whereas really, what are those 3 gats going to do? Like, not a lot, is what I would suggest. And all the while, MoKeR is continuing to push alone. The Raptors do go down there to those Avengers. Definitely a bit ambitious to try and use single Raptors against 3 Avengers. But there was only 2 Tovies remaining, and losing 3 Avengers would be some heavy Losses. Somehow Ganjx though got completely kicked out of the middle, which is unbelievable really. Ninja fighting in 2 places at the same time, really pumping out those Scorps. And that is a nice vetted army. He has forgotten Cash Bounty, so again another massive unforced error here. Yeah, forgetting Cash Bounty in this situation, when a game is so close, is just so important actually. Can make all the difference. But yeah, MoKeR's realising that actually I'm going to be losing an expensive army here. Again, if Cash Bounty was in play, Ninja would be getting some nice eco from this. We do have artillery coming over from JaCoB, and he is just hell-bent on taking out Abash. Now, I kind of disagree with that as well. I know it's like getting one player out, but I actually think killing Oils would be the better call here. We do see Alpha Auroras on the field for MoKeR. So even though, and that TT does fail, so I moved with a couple of Comanches now. So even though the bottom team have lost the mid, you do feel pretty good with Alphas. No chain guns for JaCoB either. 2 Raptors should just be used here, but actually these Raptors are coming in hot. And they actually take out the airfield of the Auroras, so although 3 Raptors went down, I think that's worth it. It gives Ninja a lot of flexibility then to push. AAA 10 does take out 2 Oils there, so good choice from MoKeR. Yeah, but all the while, Ninja is on the mid, and that is a late market, so he could be really benefiting from worker shoes here. CC is finally up. When Ninja is level 5, he must be kicking himself. This army is pushed back, but level 5 Tox is definitely no joke. And there is the Cash Bounty that we would have liked to have seen earlier. And JaCoB does have the chains now. Drives in a little bit solo here, so no need to do that really. Just completely thrown away his army. He's giving Ganjx a nice amount of XP. Gamma Bus is now in play, as is Worker Shoes. MoKeR trying to get his Alpha Auroras back online. And he's still spending so much cash though on a ground army, whereas I think 2 Horde Factories as well. MoKeR, and Tomahawks, blimey. MoKeR's going for the super weapon buffet build here, a little bit of everything. And I have to say, I think JaCoB's been effective, you know? Like, as tank, as it goes later, your effectiveness does dwindle. Tank with the worst late game in terms of secondary economy in the game. And also not massively great in terms of late game army composition either. So I feel like he's done his job. It's now up to Ninja, the Tox, to carry alongside Air Force support. And that is what we're seeing at the moment. 2 expensive Tomahawks do go down. That is a swing and a miss with the Anthrax. In fact, all it's going to kill is his mate's Gap there. Would have been nice here. Would have been legendary here because there's no ambulance. And this is what we wanted to see about 10 minutes ago. MoKeR and Ganjx combining. Nice ambush actually. Picking off 2 Avengers. Gamma Bus is putting in a lot of work. A lot of work indeed. And a lot of this army is reset. Demo bikes coming in here from Ganjx, and massive amounts of the tank army does go down. Meanwhile, MoKeR's put all of his general abilities on the Air Force. So has this game swung once again? Ganjx getting himself nicely close to level 5 as well. Yeah, Ninja with the unupgraded quads here versus heavily vetted AP bullet quads. That Emperor is packing a punch though. That is doing very good indeed. Like a mine drop or a tank drop went down here. Oh, and MoKeR a little bit overzealous with sending those Chinooks to mine there. MoKeR's found himself pretty broke, actually. I mean, he's on 2 oils, but too much investment in ground army as opposed to maybe just auroras, drop zones, etc. AAA-10 comes in, that is a fantastic target. The strat, a market and a market to the hole. And meanwhile, Ganjx is actually killing 2 more oils of Ninja. That is bad news for the top team. Ninja is aware of it. Oh, and not the best communication here. MoKeR coming in with the particle on that bombed market, but actually it's still very good. A market, an arms leader, and a palace going down. Looking pretty grim now for the top team, I have to say. That was heavy, heavy loss. Heavy, heavy loss within that few-second window. The oils, Almo0oD's base, the markets and strat, the markets and palace here. Really, really painful. Almo0oD trying to make the most of his few remaining units. MoKeR actually having to sell a war factory here. And this is getting a little bit close. Should deny it, but that was a bit close actually. Oh, and a sneak from Ninja gets demo ambushed as well. If he takes 1 oil, his trip won't be a complete waste of time. He does get 1 oil. Having said that though, Ganjx is not that rich himself, just on the 2 markets. Anthrax has been deployed in the middle here. And there's still 10k on that supply dock and 13k on this one. Now, I disagree with this. I think JaCoB should give this to Ninja 100%. But he's pushing with this Emperor. It's about to go down. But it forced MoKeR to use a Spectre defensively. And actually, this Almo0oD Ranger cap forced MoKeR to sell an airfield here, unbelievably. 2 Raptors still circling. A lot of fire bases, and the strat trying to be remade. Even give that to the Air Force, actually. Like, Raptors at this point, efficiency in Raptors, get an awful lot done. But yeah, the tanks should not be taking this, so we'll see how this pans out. That oil has also now been taken out. Almo0oD coming in with another Ranger drop. MoKeR is on this with the Humvee, and it is denied. Carpet coming in from Almo0oD, and that actually gets MoKeR offline. He does have 1 drop zone here, but yeah, he's not that rich to keep rebuying reactors. Aurora comes in and takes out the strat, so hold the line, not deployed there, unfortunately. Oh, and that is a very nice ambush from Ninja, killing most of Ganja's army there. Let's see what's left in the tunnel. 3 units. I think 4 or 5 units went down there to that Tox ambush. So nicely done. And the Scud is now being used. The bottom team could have maybe combined general powers with demo ambush to take that out. This is a decent target. Oh, not quite there. I was going to say, yeah, like a sneak to finish all this off. Do we have an ambush, though, ready? Do we have an Aurora ready? We do have an Aurora ready. Lots of the army went down, but the Gamma Bus survives. And that means this palace can actually be picked off. And whilst that was going on, Almo0oD came in with 3 Raptors and killed the airfield and the Aurora. So nicely done from Almo0oD there. And this is actually getting very hard to call. Which position do you prefer? Oh, Gamma Bus hole is not cleaned up. So Ganjx is now down to 1, 2, 3 markets. MoKeR is actually gonna be broke. He can afford another reactor. Will that be enough to get him online? If he sells his war factory, yes, but now he can't afford to make Auroras. Now, would you have spent all that cash on Avengers? Artillery coming in, they are hitting the markets. Good choice from JaCoB. Let's see what the top team have. So a market is there for Ninja, a second market is there for Ninja, and a third, fourth market is there, fifth market is there for Ninja. JaCoB is making hackers look away now, guys, and actually that was a good decision. Between the top team, that was a good decision. One more reactor was taken out here. It did cost Almo0oD Raptors, but it keeps MoKeR offline, which is of course going to save probably those 3 structures right there. Ninja immediately selling that market. Ooh, a snipe from Ganjx, and the Ninja Jarman went down there. And that was quite painful. I feel like Ganjx could have taken that fight and maybe won it. MoKeR has got himself back online. And let's see where this is going to go. Yeah, as predicted. A very painful target there. Radar Vad does get saved. Oh. Oh, MoKeR messed that up a little bit because the Palace will remake. Oh. And Ninja messed something up there as well. Placed a fake arms dealer before particle fire was taken out. Ganjx killing the Air Force drop zone with demo ambush. So both teams are pretty much close to broke. That's what we're seeing right now. JaCoB's got himself 3 hackers to remain in the game. Ninja's got probably 3. I was going to say 3, but he's got 4, 5 actually markets still. Now MoKeR is relying on the odd long distance mining from this position here. Very nice leaflet, Anthrax in the middle as well. Fuel air on this market there too. Plus an Anthrax. That is disastrous from Ninja there. Losing pretty much his entire army. But this bus, will it be enough to take out the particle? I think it will be. And despite those heavy losses, this is going to give Ninja... No, he didn't get it yet. Oh, he didn't get it yet. Okay, he just picked it off in time. JaCoB coming in with the Vet 1 Battlemaster drop, and MoKeR using that Spectre gunship defensively. But now the bottom team are without a super weapon, and there is a Scud about to fire. So where would you place this? That is not a bad target. Get a market and an arms dealer. Just as I say that, Almo0oD's beacon there. So Almo0oD thinks so too. And Ganjx's going to go for it. Scud has been deployed. Rebel ambush nicely in play. And I think Almo0oD should have just killed that sneak with those raptors. Ganjx popping and losing more units though. Oh, and the Jarman. If there's a scan, where's the scan from Almo0oD? There's no scan. To be fair, in that situation, Ninja should be getting a scan as well. Ganjx decides to throw the Jarman away regardless, and the Scud did take out the market and arms dealer as predicted. AAA 10 came in, but Almo0oD deflected that, and the strategy center remains. So, are we seeing the AKA clan drying up here? They look out of ideas to me. Of course, a demo ambush and Ganjx army could still win this game. If you manage to take out Ninja's entire army, get a good sneak, that could be enough momentum for you to close this game out. But so far, Ganjx has not done that, and Almo0oD's got himself another drop zone. And Ninja's got himself a few markets. Ganjx surrenders. So it is just MoKeR right now. Not the best communication here from the bottom team as well. But Gamma buses are popped. Oh! Spectre nearly taking out those Gamma buses. Reactor comes in, A10. Well, Almo0oD makes sure he does kill those Gamma buses of Ninja in the end. Artillery from JaCoB as well. Well, this whole area is absolutely getting obliterated. And Ninja is getting quite a lot of friendly fire here from his teammates. But MoKeR's... is he still trying, or is he just shell-shocked that the ExSquad has come away with a famous victory here? The only chance would be if MoKeR received Ganjx's army, which he did not. So Ganjx surrendered, and when you surrender without popping your tunnel, those units do in fact disappear. Yeah, does look like MoKeR is actually still trying. Spectre gunship now being used on the market. JaCoB beacon in the power. And yeah, MoKeR is absolutely still trying. Chinook terrorist drop being deployed here. Now that can actually be a very good way in taking out a lot of secondary eco. He's heading to the left side. Raptors should not allow this to happen. There's drones here. And yes, as I say that, the Raptors are locked on. Ninja is on it as well. And 4 levitated terroristinos are taken out there. But I have to say, on what was a shaky start for the top team, unforced errors, mistakes, what I really liked here was their teamwork throughout this game. And for me, that is what the bottom team lacked a little bit here, which you'd find surprising, as they are team players. MoKeR with an Avenger only drop now, but those Raptors remain on the airfield. They're going to be safe. MoKeR actually moves the Avengers in a position where they remain, and that must have been MoKeR quitting out. Yeah. Ninja with the massive eco lead in the end. Poor Happy Pappy was doubled from the start. Almo0oD just kept kind of annoying throughout the entire game, didn't he? And JaCoB did what he can. But yeah, for me, Ganjx and MoKeR had enough to win this game, to close this game out. But it is a famous victory for the ExSquad. So I hope you enjoyed that one. A bit of 3v3 DEFCON casting. That was a bit of an epic replay. I was, it was just for a fun game. I was just chilling watching this live, and I thought, you know what? That was a super close game. It would be fun to cast that back. So now you guys get to see that one. And if you like seeing these sort of team games, or team games in general, let me know. Give me a comment, and we'll see you in another video very soon.